Hi there, savewith.crypto here. Okay, so just having a bit of a Sunday morning reflection about some videos I've done recently about the xExchange and the MultiversX ecosystem. And to be honest, they've not exactly been negative, but they've been a bit sort of boring, really, sort of like me sort of saying, oh, okay, we don't really get many rewards and the price of XMEX has gone down loads. And then I saw this post, this tweet from Stephen. Stephen from whatever podcast Aaron is called now. He's a great guy, and he's quite famously got rather a large account. And the other day he published this. Actually, it was May the 5th it was, so that was Friday, wasn't it? He published this about his meta bonding rewards from 1 week, okay, which came to the dollar equivalent of $359, or like 41 e-gold, which means that his meta bonding is earning about 1.23 e-gold a day. E-gold is worth, I don't know, 40 odd bucks at the moment, but it was at one point worth 400, but you know, the more average price was certainly like 100 or so. So his account is earning probably pretty much what I spend a day. Parasco Staking asked Stephen how much XMEX did he have. He replied 11 billion. Okay, that's quite a lot. I actually thought I had about 2.5 billion, but I haven't. I've only got 1.5 billion. So I've got kind of, a tenth of what Stephen has. And I asked Stephen what his energy was in the xExchange, and he replied saying it's about 15 trillion. Yeah, so my energy is 2.4 trillion. So I'm considerably less than Stephen. Now, part of the reason for that is every now and again, or every week or every month, Stephen energizes all his XMEX and I don't. Now, the consequence of this, right, is in my lock tokens here, I've got XMEX that expires on various dates, such as the 27th of October 2026, and then November, December 26, and then the other ones are into like 2027. Now, I chose to do this because I'm a lot older than Stephen, and to me, 4 years in the future is quite a big deal, to be honest. I mean, I would love to think that I've got, 20 or 30 years life left in me, but realistically, it might not be that much. So I'm kind of trying to weigh up, what am I looking at? Am I looking at getting a lump sum in a few years, or do I want to have a sort of more comfortable life now, with like a regular income, even though it isn't that much? Now then, I've been looking back at the videos I've been doing over the last few months to see if my actual energy has been increasing or decreasing or staying the same. And it's actually been going up, actually. So this one is from 4 months ago. My energy was 2.174 trillion. Okay. And then this was 21st of January. So that was about 3 months ago. And it was 2.223 trillion. And then this one is a month ago. And it was at 2.34 trillion. And this one here was 2 weeks ago at 2.376 trillion, and then 8 days ago 2.396 trillion, and then the current one from 2 days ago at 2.4 trillion. Okay, so the question is, what would this be if I had been fully energizing my XMEX? Well, you can see that on the xExchange, because if I go over here, you can see here my energy is 2.447 trillion, and the energy multiplier here is on 3.6. Now that could be 3.94, which is a little bit higher. And then it says in 9 days, 7 hours, 41 minutes, you can boost your multiplier back to a full 4x. So I could go from where I am now, 3.6 up to 4x. So as far as I can see, that's something like, 4 divided by 3.6. I could boost it by 11%. So rather than my energy being, say, 2.447 trillion, if I was to add 11% onto that, that would be something like 2.716 trillion, which does actually seem a substantial bit higher. And if I did that, that should increase more every month, shouldn't it? So this is starting to seem more tempting now. What do you think? Because you see, I think I've been thinking about this wrong. I mean, obviously, the really depressing thing is the fact that the price of e-gold has gone down massively. And also the price of MEX has gone down massively, which means the LP tokens that I had like 18 months ago are worth considerably less. Now, there's not much I can do about that because, you know, the price of crypto has generally gone down quite a lot, really. So at the moment, the LP tokens there are worth $10,357, and then the XMEX I have is worth about the same, $9,873. Okay, so I've got about $20,000 there, which is earning at the moment something like $60 a week, which isn't that bad, is it? Which is actually about $3,000 a year. So, I mean, as a percentage of, say, the 20,000 that is in there, that's 15%. That's like 15.6% is what it's making, and that is APR rather than APY as well. It's actually quite a good investment now. If you were to just set this up like what I've got it now for 20 grand, you'd be getting 15.6% back in tokens that are liquid. And typically with meta bonding, you get quite a lot of UTK, ZoidPay, ProWatt, and tokens like that, which you can swap into whatever you like. And then later on in the year, we'll have the cards and stuff, so you can spend that on whatever you like. Now, this is starting to look quite attractive now. So I do think that I probably should be taking advantage of this now. Now, this puts a whole different perspective on the way I'm looking at XMEX now, or MEX rather, because as the price is going down and down and down, and I believe it will go down probably until the end of this year, and then it will start to pick up next year, all of a sudden, MEX is seeming quite attractive to me. So I think my whole opinion about xExchange, MultiversX, and everything to do with that has all changed in the past 24 hours. I think maybe make some money from some Bitcoin trading or something. I'm tempted to invest a bit in MultiversX because right now I'm seeing it from a whole different point of view. Now, it's not all roses because obviously what I put into it initially, which to be honest, I can't remember exactly what it was, is worth a lot less now. So I think the best thing I can do for the moment is with the smaller account, the one I started off with $2,000, I'm going to max that one out completely and see what it works out like with the increased energy. So I'm going to do that in my next video, but I'm going to have a little think about this first. And also I have contacted Stephen from Podcast Elrond with the idea of maybe doing a Twitter space together or some sort of podcast and having a little chat about this because I think we can probably learn something off each other, and I think it'd be interesting for both our audiences as well. So if you're interested in that, please do give the video a like. I really do want to hear your comments about this. In particular, if you're not invested at all in the MultiversX and you're considering being invested in it. Obviously, now, when you've got people like me who, like yesterday, was really pissed off with the whole thing, and today I'm having a bit of an epiphany. Obviously today, I'm looking at it different, and maybe you might look at it different as well. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think. While you're down there, do give the video a like, make sure you're subscribed, and above all, tell your friends.